Under the sea. Under the sea, darling, it's better. Down where it's better, take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they sail away. While we do boating, full time we're floating under the sea. Samantha, hello. First to comment on part two. Suzanne, Trisha, Susie, Sharon, Sally, Sue, Louise. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Bronnie and Lisa. Hi, Beverly and Lynn. Hi, Dawn and Teresa. You were. Do you know what? I wrote it down. You were at 21.8k hearts, for what I could see anyway. I mean, that's really bad. So backwards, the hearts one's there. So 21.8k, that's what I saw before it cut me off there. So I do apologise. Yep, made a note of the hearts. Don't worry. It's got the important things. Part one will be posted tomorrow on YouTube. So if you'd like to catch up, do follow us on YouTube. The link's above. And yeah, you'll get notified. If you click the bell on there, you'll get notified as soon as it's posted as well. So we're going to jump straight in with part two then. So up next is Trisha Rhymes. Trisha, are you here? Lisa, I won't know off the top of my head. If you send me an email with your order numbers as well, I can then definitely look into that for you. If it's closed on your account and you haven't got the dispatched email yet, it means that it's here, it's just ready to go in the next postal run. If you've got a dispatched email, you should have had a tracking number within that dispatched email. But yeah, if it's closed on the account, it will be packaged and ready unless it's waiting on an invoice or anything to be paid like that. But like I said, pop me an email over with the order numbers and then I can get that down for you. Sue, thank you for the stars. Okay. Sorry. I can't control it, but I'll come back again. So, Trisha, hello. You have two openings altogether, Mystery and a Nunu and Donate. Number one and number two. Are there certain colours, Trisha, that you're hoping for? Let's go down. Mystery Oyster number one. We have quite a nice sharp pop there. Oh, there's not a lot of flesh in this one. And you can see that he's got a bright pink pearl out of there. There's no more in there. Jill, bless you. Thank you for the stars. Oh, everybody. We're back again. We're back. So bright hot pink. And then moving on to your Nunu Rainbow Oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, we have a darker pearl there. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so what do you think to these, Trisha? A bright hot pink and a darker gunmetal grey. Now, if you're happy with these, I need to know which one you'd like on the jewellery. And of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. If I pop them on the board, the darker gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5, and the hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Swap for a rose gold and a bright red. Of course we can. And then is there a which do you know which one you'd like on your jewellery? Let me just double check that's one of the brighter reds that we have. Yes, I'd say that's the brightest reds that we have at the moment. Okay, so have a look here. What do you think to those? And if you're happy, which one would you like on your jewellery? I do have darker rose golds as well if you prefer. Oh, bless you, Sally, not a problem. None on the bracelet. Okay. Extension. I need to add extensions onto all bracelets, don't I? I will be doing that. As in an option to add an extension on the website, so then you guys can just click yes or no. And a darker rose gold is this one. Okay, so just have a look here for me, Trisha, and just confirm if that's okay as well. So if I take these two away from the bottom, you've got that brighter red and a darker rose gold there. To confirm, no pearls on the jewellery, and to add an extension on the bracelet. Let me bring you back up. And I'm just going to pop these in here for you. And on there as well. Perfect. Trisha, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Dancing birds, painted wings, things I almost remember. Anastasia. Anastasia. There's no point testing me with Disney. And especially Disney songs, because, yeah, love it. Angela, thank you for the stars. Okay, up next then is Nikita Marshall. Nikita, are you here? Nikita, keep the shells, not a problem. So this is for your birthday from the children. Okay, and I have here they've asked me to show you what it is. So I'm just going to pop it on a chain so you can have a closer look. Okay, so you have got the moon and stars cage pendant. So you've got the stars here. It goes round into this moon design. So it's like the moon's here and the stars are here. I'm hoping you can see that there. I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. So you'd like to keep your shells. Which type of oyster would you like? Let me bring you back up. Spoonful of sugar, Jason? Possibly. Feed birds, fly a kite, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So expand, okay. Expand the rainbow, keep your shells. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? Let's get him open and let's go down. You'll expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with Candy Floss Pink Twins there. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so what do you think to the Candy Floss Pink, Nikita, my lovely? Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. If you would like to swap them, I can do so as well. So that's going to be up to you, what you think and what you would like to do. I'm just going to pop them in the sand. I think I prefer it, Marisa. I do. I think I prefer the camera, sorry, at this angle. Nikita, pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. What do you think to those colours? You love them, but can you swap one for a TARDIS blue? Of course you can. Let me grab the TARDIS blue for you. Can you just confirm, would you be happy with that one there? I'm just going to bring you back up. Perfect. Okay, so Nikita, then I hope you've had a brilliant birthday, or will have a brilliant birthday. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe over there for you. And up next is Jenna Fletcher. Jenna, are you here? Yep, after today, there's no lives until Saturday the 15th, and then normal oyster opening lives on Sunday the 16th. So Saturday is the daytime live for the charm dip. We do still have spaces available for that if you would like to join in. So for today, I'm looking for Jenna Fletcher. Jenna, are you here? Jenna, hello, 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 hello. Could you just confirm for me again, my lovely, the second part of the email address, just because it's got a different name on the order form. From the @ sign onwards, what's that section on the email address that's on your order form, my lovely? One's for you and one's for Madison. Okay. And that's perfect. So do you both know which type of oysters you would like? Are you going to go for the same type of oysters? Are you going to go for different oysters? And if you go, for example, to mystery, who's going to have mystery number one and who's going to have number two, so you know whose oyster is whose? And also, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I've asked you so many questions then. I do apologise. Oh, Nikita, she's right. I'm ever so sorry. I'm going to add you in again just after Jenna and Madison here. I'm so sorry, Nikita. And to your wife, name's just gone. It was on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me. But yes, I'm ever so sorry. I'll add you in just after this opening now. Okay, so both mystery oysters. Madison's having oyster number one, you're having oyster number two. Keep one shell, donate the others. Okay, so Madison, oyster number one is this one, and then oyster number two is this one. So I've popped number two over here. Number one, I'm going to go down so you can see what I'm doing. So this one's number one, I've opened him up. And then number two, I'm going to open him up, but he's going to go down there to start with. So, Madison, your mystery oyster, is there a certain colour both of you are hoping for? Okay, so mystery oyster, we have a lighter pop there. And in here, you are twinning. I can see that you are twinning with watermelon coral twins, hoping for sea greens. Oh, bless you. Well, you've got twinning watermelon twins there. There's no more in that one. Now, we're going to clean this shell up for you and keep this one. It's got a little bit of a pearl blister on that side as well, which I think is always quite nice when you're keeping the shells, because it gives that extra little bit of detail to them. You can see the pearl blister at the top there. Okay, so if we have a closer look at these watermelon twins here. Now, if you'd like to swap it, well, I'll do that at the end. So I'll pop them both in the sand and measure them all together at the end. But for now, there's your watermelon twins in the sand there, Madison. And then Jenna, your mystery oyster. Good luck. Oh, we have a softer pop there. And in here, there's a little bit of flesh there, but we can see there's no pearls on that side. And I can actually see towards the top here, we have a chocolate bronze. Let me squidge that out. And then we're just going to have a squidge again in here. And there's no more in that one. So you have a chocolate bronze, and Madison has twinning watermelon twins. Now, which ones, of course, if you're not happy with these colours, I can swap them for you. If you are happy, I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. So what do you both think, and what would you both like to do? If I pop them on the board for you, watermelon number one is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Watermelon number two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And your chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Donna, no, you haven't been called yet. And if you do get called and you're not here, I'll move you to the end. Let me know when you're here and I can add you into the end of the order list. It's not a problem. Aaron, Would you mind making tea, please? Madison would like to swap for a sea green and a gunmetal grey, please. And you'd love a sea green pretty, please. Of course. Okay, so we're going to have 2 sea greens. And a gunmetal grey. And then which 2 would you like on your jewellery? Let me hold these up so you can have a closer look. That's more towards a dark silver than a gunmetal grey. Would that one be okay, or would you like an even darker one? Thank you. Both on the bracelet. Let me bring you back up. So, bracelet 1 to have a sea green, and then that one to have a sea green and the grey, and then invoice for the extra fitting. Okay, please confirm if that's not correct, but if that is all correct, I've got it down for you, and the invoice for that will get sent through tomorrow to the email address that's on the order form. Thank you for the donations of your shells, and then I kept the first set of shells. These were Madison's shells that we kept there for you. Perfect, Jenna. Okay, so that's safe over there. I hope you and Madison will be happy with everything once it arrives. Perfect. And Nikita, are you still here? Two happy girls tonight. No, you're very, very welcome, Jenna. Very welcome. Nikita, hello. I'm ever so sorry to you and to your wife. I'm ever so sorry. I didn't I must have saw it, but I didn't register the extra opening there. So you do have an Expand the Rainbow oyster. You can pick, however, any of the oysters, but just confirm for me what type of oyster you would like, and then if you'd like to keep or if you'd like to donate those shells as well. Expand and keep. Okay. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for this time? So you'll expand the rainbow oyster. Let me get him open. And let's go down. And in here, there's one side And the other side. And you are twinning, and twinning with light purple, almost got that pinkle tone to them. So light purple pinkle pearls. Again, I'm just going to take the flesh off here for you. Nikita, what do you think to this colour? Now again, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Or if you're happy with these ones, that's perfect. So you've got twinning pinkle twins there. Oh, thank you, Bab. Let me hold them up so you can have a closer look. And then on the board as well, pinkle number 1 is not a 5. Oh, just a bit of sand there. Not a 5. Not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And pinkle number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. I've got that song in my head. Oh gosh. Swap one for a watermelon. You can. I've actually got a watermelon there. So if you just confirm, would you be happy with that one there? And let me bring you back up. Perfect. So again, I'm ever so sorry that I missed that opening there. So thank you for shouting at me. But I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. So I've wrapped up those shells as well, and that's all safe on there and over there for you. Nikita, you're very, very welcome. Lizzie, from your opening date, it can take up to 14 working days to get your dispatched email. Once you get your dispatched email, that means that it has left me, it has been shipped. I hope that helps. If it's gone past that sort of 14 working days notice, do pop me an email over with your order number, and then I can get looking into that for you. Oh, bless you, Nicola. Oh, wow, we're nearly at 10k again. That's crazy. Which means if we wouldn't have gone, that would have been, when it hits 10k, that would be 31.8. So very close to Wednesday's total. Up next this evening is Maggie Galt. Maggie, are you here? Maggie, hello. Can you have mystery and donate? You can. You've got 2 openings altogether. There's 1 and 2. Donna, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. Maggie, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? Okay, so oysters number 1 and 2. And let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. There's your mother of pearl. And straight away at the top here, I can see a darker pearl. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. That was just the tail there, if you can see. That's the tail. That's not another pearl. And let me dry him up. So you have a darker, almost looks like a purpley midnight blue to start with. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2, you have a light pop there. And in your second oyster, there is your mother of pearl. And in here, you are twinning. And you are twinning with beautiful, darker, deeper purple pearls. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Maggie, let me put these in the stand as well for you. So you've got a dark purpley blue and then a twinning purples. Now with these purples, they do look like they're slightly different shades there. One's more purple, one's sort of darker purple. Now if you're happy with these, I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. And if you're not happy, Maggie, I can swap them for you. So the single bluey purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Then the lighter purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And the darker purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So the twins are measuring at different sizes as well there. What do you think to those? Love them, but can you swap the purples for TARDIS blues and have the TARDIS blues on the studs? Of course you can. Let me move those over there. And if I grab some blues for you. Can you just confirm that you're going to be happy with these ones here for me? And let me bring you, oh, nearly dropped the sun there. Let me bring you back up. 16.3. Oh. And let me pop these in here for you. Perfect, Maggie. I'm glad you're happy with those. You're very, very welcome. And that's safe over there for you. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Michelle, thank you for the stars there. We beat the last live. 18k. 18k plus 21k is 39. We have beat the last live. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's crazy. I will write this total down as well at the end of the live. Right, up next this evening is Sarah Samuel. Sarah Samuel, are you here? Favorite part about doing this? About doing the actual job, creating the jewelry, organizing the pearls, the popping, the squidging, the surprise, the interaction, the making of it, the package, everything really. And thank you for the stars. Sarah, hello, hello, hello. Mystery and donate. So you also have 2 openings altogether. Are there certain colours, Sarah, that you're hoping for? So number 1 and 2. Let me get these open. The tea, yeah, that's a big part of my day. Right, let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1, Sarah. We have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have a bright coral to start with. Coming up to 4.5 years, Nicola. There's no more in that one. Oh, I've just got to open this packet of whites here. Bear with me. Oh, I don't know if I can. Bab. Yep. I can't open this the wipes with my glove on. Oh no, never mind, I've done it. Sorry, the glove was just slipping on the wipe and wouldn't get the sticker off. I've done it, sorry. Okay, so your coral. Let me hold him up so you can see Sarah. And then in here, your second oyster, we have a softer pop there. And let's have a squidge in here. Now I can see a slight peeper through there. And you have got a sea green. And there's no more in that one. So you have a sea green and a coral, Sarah. Now let me just pop this one in the sand as well. Let me know what you think to these. And now if you're happy with these colours, I'll need to know which one you'd like on your jewellery. And of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Change coral for candy floss pink. You can indeed. Can you just confirm if you're happy with that there? And then, like I said, if you're happy, which one would you like on the jewellery, my lovely? You can, that's not a problem. Let me bring you back up. So sea green on here, and then poop. Okay, I've got that down for you. Nope, that you're very, very welcome. Sarah, I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Thank you for the donations with your shells, my lovely. and that's safe over there for you as well. Okay, perfect. And up next is Sarah Slater. Sarah, are you here? Oh gosh, Tammy, 100. Be careful, guys. Ooh, they are hard to open. They are. Ouch. I hope your hand's okay now. My knife is very blunt. So this is, I mean, it's pointy and it's metal. So if you hit your hand hard enough, it's going to hurt. But it's a blunt, like you can see, it's a blunt. It doesn't even scratch the glove there. Oh, Sarah, you're on the list twice. Also added an extra oyster. Oh, okay, bear with me a second. On the list twice, let me get this one first. Oh, so you are. Same name and address. And then you've got another order, 20177. I'm just printing it off, okay. Okay. Oh, Bab, my printer's out of paper. Would you mind? Would you mind? Hang on, let me just go back, Sarah, so we can open this and I'll attach the order form in a moment. So that's 2 oysters there, and then we have 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so 5 altogether. What 5 oysters would you like, my lovely? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Sorry, Bab. If you look, can you do it with the paper with the blue packet for me? Click next. Oh, it's got paper. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with it then. Thank you, Bab. Yeah, pop it in the. Thank you, Bab. It's not putting me out at all, my lovely. It's absolutely fine. There we go. It's printing now. Oh, that's all right. Oh, it's the wrong type of paper though. No, I'll change it later, but it's the wrong type. Thank you for helping. Oh, Sarah, to expand the rainbow, the rest mystery donate. To expand the rainbow. 1 and 2, and then 3 mystery. 1, 2, and 3. Sarah, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? I'm just getting all of these open. Okay, so let's go down. We're going to start with your mystery oysters. We have a lighter pop there. Love all the colours. Okay, so there's your mother of pearl. And straight away in this one, I can see that you have a gold pearl to start with. And there's no more in that one. So your first oyster has given you a gold pearl. Let me dry him up. And here is your gold. Moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. You have a light pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here you are twinning, and twinning with bright hot pink pearls there, Sarah. And there's no more in that one. So let me just dry these up for you. And I'm going to pop them straight in the sand. So you've got the gold and hot pink pearls to start with there. Moving on to the last of your mystery oysters. And we have quite a nice sharp pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see that you have a two-tonal purple, almost into going into that blurple tone. Now, blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. I would say that this is more of a two-tonal purple, however. So if I show you, he's got lighter and darker areas as you go around the pearl there. Then moving on to your expand the rainbow oysters. So expand the rainbow oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a apple green, and there's no more in that one. Let me dry him up for you. Quite a nice sized apple green there as well. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a lemon yellow, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so Sarah, I'm going to dry this one up as well and pop them all in the sand for you. Now have a look at these for me. If you're happy with these colours, that's perfect. Just let me know which ones you would like where. And then if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So the top row, you've got that gold, two-tonal purple and hot pink twins. You've then got a apple green and a lemon yellow. If I pop them on the board for you, your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Two-tonal purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5 as well. Your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Sarah, what do you think to all of these? Would you like me to say what you've ordered, or would you like to have a look in your own time and pop me an email over, sorry, with what colours you'd like where? Oh, Samantha, I can have a look at that in a moment and see how many subs we do have. We hit 500, was it yesterday? My week's running away with me. We hit 500 yesterday. So thank you everybody for that. Say, okay, so I need to know colours for 2 lobster fittings, a sparkle ribbon charm, oh, and another 2 lobster fittings. So 4 lobster fittings altogether and a sparkle ribbon charm. Oh, bless you, Sophie. Thank you. The ribbon, you'd like to have the gold. Pink and yellow. And I need one more colour. So 2 pinks, 1 yellow, and I need one more colour for the lobster fitting. Oh, bless you, Samantha. Oh, I hate when I do that. Type something, then type my mistype, and it comes still out a mistype. Oh, purple. Okay. Okay, perfect. So Sarah, I've got that all down for you then, my lovely. Let me just bring you back up. And if I pop these in here for you. So Sarah, thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And then that's safe over there for you. Perfect. And up next is Janice Day. $32. Oh wow, 33k. Thank you everybody for the hearts. That with part one's hearts officially takes us over 50k of hearts on today's live. Thank you everybody who's participated. You can all I think 50k was the goal that somebody wanted to get to earlier. Bless you all, let your fingers rest. But thank you, everybody. Janice, hello, hello, hello. You have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Finger break. Ooh. Um, tapping break maybe sound a little bit better. Expand the rainbow and donate. Perfect, Janice. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? And let's go down. So your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with lemon yellow twins. There's no more in that one, Janice. What do you think to lemon yellow twins? Would you be happy with one of these on your jewellery? And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So lemon yellow twins there. Let me bring them back up as well. Measure them even, sorry. So lemon yellow number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Yellow number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So with the 8, they are different sizes there. Swap one yellow for a chocolate bronze in your swaps earlier. Yes, of course. Do you have a preference to swap out the larger or the smaller yellow? I've taken away the smaller one there, but if you prefer to swap the larger one, do let me know. And then would you prefer the chocolate bronze or the yellow on your jewellery? Chocolate on the jewellery, Janice. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. And I'm just going to write that down. Okay, so I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Let me pop him on here, and thank you very, very much for the donations of your shells, my lovely. And that's Soph over there for you. Who said about my antenna? It's starting to make its way out. Can you see? There you go. It's starting to come out. This one's fine. This one's ooh, it's coming. Up next this evening, it's Victoria Robertson. Victoria, are you here? Victoria, hello. Can you have mystery and donate your shells? Of course you can. So you have 2 openings altogether, 1 and 2. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? Let me get these open. So number 1. And number 2. So let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. Oh, beautiful deep pop there. And in here, Victoria, there's your mother of pearl. And let's have a squidge in here. You have a darker pearl there. It actually popped out the back. So this piece of shell popped out here and the pearl popped out through there. I don't think that's ever happened before. So the piece of shell popped through first and then I was pushing the pearl up and it came out the back. Oh, let me have a squidge in here for you. There's no more in that one. So your first pearl has given you a darker silver. Let me hold him up so you can see. Oh, and then moving on to oyster number 2, which is your mystery oyster. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have a darker, slightly two-tonal purple. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Victoria, let me just pop these both in the sand for you. And I'm going to show you this two-tonal purple. So he's just slightly lighter, and then as we go around there, darker there. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with these two, which ones would you, are you happy with them on the jewellery, sorry? And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Kaz, when I'm holding up pearls, I don't mind if the background's blurry because the camera actually focuses on the pearls in the foreground. So we don't want it to focus back here as we want the pearls to be crystal clear. Swap the silver for a sea green, of course we can. Just confirm for me if you're happy with these two here. And then if so, that's perfect. And let me bring you back up. Yep, lobster fittings on both. I've got that down for you. I hope you're happy with everything there, my lovely. Just double checking. Perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. No, you're very, very welcome. And that's safe over there for you. Okay, and up next then this evening is Lynn Gaskins. Lynn, are you here? Oh wow, I keep forgetting to look at the hearts. I'm so thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna look up at one point and it's gonna shock me. Aaron, would you mind making tea, please? Lynn, hello, hello, hello. You have two openings altogether, mystery oysters and donate your shells. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let me get these open for you. Okay, so let's go down. Your mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. Oh, and you've got a runaway already. So you have a darker grape purple runaway. And let's have a squidge in here. Was they happy, Nairi? There's no more in that one. So, Lynn, your first oyster has given you a darker grape purple. Let me hold him up so you can see. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster here. We have a light pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a lighter purple. And this one is actually slightly two-tonal as well. Okay, so there's no more in that one, my lovely. Let me just dry him up for you as well, and we'll have a look at his two-tonal markings. Well, I hope you'll both have a good week together, Nairi. Okay, so Lynn, this is your two-tonal purple. You can see that he's got lighter and darker areas as you go around there. Now, what do you think to these colours? If you're happy with these two, that's perfect. Just let me know. And of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. I'm just going to readjust this one so you can see he has got the two-tonal markings on him. Hopefully you can see that there. If I pop them on the board for you, the darker grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And your two-tonal purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Oh, bless you, Kay. Oh, I hope somebody can come up with a remedy for you or a hack. I don't know if I'm going to have another two-tonal one. I don't know if I'm going to have one to match that one actually, just because it's quite let me have a look in this one. No, I'm not. I don't have one of those to match at the moment, Lynn. If you would like to go on a waiting list for one, I don't know how long the wait would be though. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to do. Not a problem, Sarah. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so the three main things I've taken for that for the legs are bananas, pillows, and weighted blankets. And tonic water for restless legs. Can you have both of them as sea greens, Lynn? Of course you can. Let me pop those over there. And let me just get some sea greens which are the same shade and size for you. There we go. Let me just hold these up so you can have a closer look. There we go. I hope you're happy with those there. And let me bring you back up again. Sarah, then I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Let me pop them in here, on here even. And thank you for the donations with your shells. And that's safe over there for you. And up next this evening is Amy Cullen. Amy, are you here? You are. Oh my gosh, 45. You're going to hit. That's crazy. Oh, tomorrow you're going to all have finger ache. Oh. Amy Helen, are you here? I think Amy came on a little while ago and said that she'll be popping in and out. So I am just going to give her a moment to see if she is here or not. If not, we'll move on and I can add her back into the end of the order list if she does come on. So I'm looking for Amy Helen. If anybody can see Amy's comments, please comment on that comment because again, it will bring it forward so I can see. And Amy, if you're typing away and no one can see you, please type I'm invisible or comment on your own comment because again, it will bring it forward so I can see. Okay, last call for Amy Helen. If not, we'll move on. Okay, so up next then this evening is Donna Marie Bradshaw. Now I think I saw Donna come back on again. Donna Marie Bradshaw, are you here? Natalie, no. Don't feel like you have to spam with the hearts or anything. Honestly, please do not feel like you have to at all. Donna, hello. Okay, so Donna, you have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery and donate, Donna. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. Your mystery oyster. Oh, beautiful deep pop with that one. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away that you are twinning. 1 and 2, twinning with bright pink twins here. And there's no more in that one. What do you think to the bright pink, Donna? Let me pop them in the sand so you can have a closer look. And then on the board for you as well, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. You can keep one and add in the two-tonal purple. That one is yours. Which one would you like on your jewellery? Hoop fitting on the purple and okay, so we'd like pink on the jewellery and a hoop fitting on the purple. Okay, I've got that down for you. If that's correct, the invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Let me pop this on here for you. So I'm just going to wait to see if that was correct there, Donna. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. Oh my gosh, over 50k. That is crazy. Donna, perfect. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives and that's safe over there for you. Honestly, guys, thank you. You can stop now. Bless you all. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Donna. Up next this evening is Jen Duff. Jen, are you here? I don't know if you can hear Aaron snoring, but he has fallen asleep. I apologise if you can hear him snoring. Yep. Oh, bless him. I'm looking for Jen Duff. Jen, are you here? Okay, so Jen, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else sees Jen's comments, please comment on that comment because it will bring it forward so I can see. So I'm looking for Jen Duff. Are you here? Hi, Kadri. Hello, thank you for joining us today. Okay, last call for Jen. If not, we'll move on. Oh, bless you. Of course, Donna. Well, thank you for joining us today. Okay, so we're going to move on then. If Jen comes on, we can add her in, but it will be to the end of the order list. Next up is Nicola Lindsay. Nicola Lindsay, are you here? Last live, as in part one today, was 21.8, and on the 5th was 35.3. I mean, I know that's terrible. I'm going to do a proper table because that's backwards for you and terrible handwriting. um, wow. So yeah, we're over 70k, 76k for today. It's crazy. I'm looking for Nicola Lindsay. Nicola Lindsay, are you here? Oh, hello. You was in the tapping zone. Oh, bless you, Nicola. Well, thank you. You have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, bless you, Helen. Expand the rainbow and keep, Nicola. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So your expand the rainbow oyster. Let me get him open for you. And let's go down. Your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And oh, popped out there, you have a hot pink. And there's no more in that one. So you have a hot pink, Nicola. Not sure on what colour we were hoping for. What do you think to the pink? Now, if you're happy with this one, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. Let me hold him up for you so you can have a closer look. I have got some things planned for in the week, guys, around our normal time, but not alive, if that makes sense. You'll have to wait and see. But I hope it will help. So, Nicola, what do you think to the pink? Let me pop him on the board for you. Your hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Okay, so that's your name on your shells there. Let me just hold this up so you can have another look. You'll keep that one, and can you add it to your last order? Do you happen to know the order number for that order? I'm going to put add to last order, and then I'll see if I can hunt it down. If you know the order number, do shout at me. If not, I'm sure I can hunt it down. If it's under the same email address, I'll just be able to search it that way, which would be okay, I believe. But I'm glad you're happy with the pink there. I've wrapped up your shells as well. Ah, Nicola, that's amazing. Yep, it could be added to that then. That's not a problem at all. Okay, that's safe over there for you. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. No, you're very, very welcome. 61. Okay, up next then this evening is Teresa Spears. Teresa, are you here? Oh, bless you, Nicola. Thank you. I know, that's crazy. I'm looking for Teresa Spears. Are you here? Oh, Marie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. 5-week streak. Thank you. Star, thank you for the stars as well. And 12-week streak. Thank you, thank you. Teresa, hello, hello, hello. You have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? mystery and donate. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? So let me get him open. And let's go down. Your mystery oyster. We have double pop on that one. And in here, you have triples. You have, I can see, 1, 2, and 3 pearls in your oyster, Teresa. I hope you're happy with these. Hoping for purple. There's no more in that one. So you have a gold, a icy blue, and a TARDIS blue. Now, if you're happy with these colours, that's perfect. If, however, you would like to swap them, we can do that for you. So if you wanted that purple added in, just let me know which one you'd like to swap out and to add that in. Like I said, if you're happy, that's fine as well. What do you think to these? TARDIS blue, icy blue, and gold. If I pop them on the board, your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Your runaway icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. Swap the gold for a purple. Of course you can. You haven't said a shade of purple, so I'm just going to grab one, and then you can let me know if that shade's okay. If not, let me know if you'd like to go lighter or darker. What do you think that purple there? Awesome, perfect. Well, I'm glad you're happy with those. Let me bring you back up. And if I pop these on here. So thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells, Teresa. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives then, okay? And that's safe over there for you. Perfect. And up next is Karen Watts. Karen, are you here? Okay, so if people could stop sending hearts for now. Don't send too many hearts because we don't want Facebook to think that you're spamming the live. Okay, so if you're gonna send hearts, thank you, but I don't want you to sort of then be classed as a spammer, if you like, on Facebook's end, not my end, on Facebook's end. So yeah, just be careful not to send too many, too much, because yeah, Facebook may then take that as a spammer. Part 1 hearts was 21.8k, so that's 67.1. I'm looking for Karen Watts. Karen, are you here? No, you're not pestering at all, Sarah. You don't need to say sorry. It's not a problem at all, my lovely. I might make another screen. Not for today's live, but do you know how we've got the different screens where we go down in the start of the live? I could do another one with like a table. Although I don't want to encourage people to go crazy if Facebook's going to think people are spamming. So yeah, we just be careful. Last call then for Karen Watts. If not, we'll move on. Karen, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody can see Karen's comments, please comment on that comment because it will bring it forward so I can see. Okay, so we're going to move on. I haven't seen Karen. If she does come, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list there. Up next then is Pamela Rousewell. Pamela, are you here? Pamela, hello, thank you. Can you have 3 expand the rainbow, 2 mystery, donate the shells? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 expand the rainbow, 2 mystery, donate the shells. Oh, 1 and 2. Are there certain colours you're hoping for? 3, and then 2 mystery is 1 and 2. I'm just opening these up for you. Okay, so let's go down. We're going to start with your mystery oysters. We have a softer pop there. So in oyster number 1, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see straight away that we have 1, 2, and 3. You have triples. Let me pop those out there, and I'm just going to have a squidge to see if there's any more in here. And there's no more in that one. Let me just dry these up for you. So you have a autumn peach, a lemon yellow, and a apple green. Autumn peach, lemon yellow, and apple green. Moving on to mystery oyster number 2. Oh, quite a nice sharp pop with that one. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have a darker pearl there. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So you have a darker, let me just have a closer look actually. Oh, he is a darker gunmetal grey there. Then moving on to your expand the rainbow oysters. So expand the rainbow oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with apple green twins there. There's no more in that one. Let me dry them up for you. So twinning apple green. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a second time, and you're twinning with blush pink pearls there. Let me dry these up for you. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a two-tonal blush pink. Okay, so Pamela, lots of pearls here. Now, if you would like to take a screenshot of these to email me your colour choices, that's absolutely fine. Or if you know now, we can definitely do that now as well. It's going to be completely up to you, my lovely. So let me hold them up first. I'm going to pop the pink on the top row. So the top row, you've got your pink and your darker gunmetal grey, and then your triples with the autumn peach, lemon yellow, and a apple green. And then we have the twinning apple greens and the twinning pinks as well. What do you think to all of those, Pamela? And if you're happy, which ones would you like to go where? If I pop them on the board for you, the single pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. From your triple oyster, the autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Twin green number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Twin green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So those twins are slightly different sizes there. Pink twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. Yeah. So basically, with the hearts, if you it's been brought to our attention that if you're sending too many, Facebook will think you're a bot, which means it will then give you a timeout, which could be a Facebook ban or a you won't be able to do certain things on Facebook for a certain amount of time. I didn't realize this before. So yeah, I would say I'll remove the counter for the next live so it's not a tempting thing to do. As much as I really really appreciate it, and as much as it is lovely of you all, I would hate to think that you guys are getting any timeouts from Facebook or anything just for sending those to me. So yeah, as much as I thank you, I would recommend that you stop. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Obviously, one or two is absolutely fine, but don't go crazy. Pamela, are you still here? Swap the single green for a gold. Swap the twin greens for 8.5 hot pinks. Oh, oh, sorry, I just dropped it. I'm just going to have a look and see if I can grab the biggest hot pinks, and I'll measure them in just a moment. They're my two biggest ones. I'll measure them in just a moment for you. Swap the grey for a 8.5 autumn peach. Again, I've grabbed the biggest one I have, and I'll measure it for you in a moment. And swap the lemon yellow for a sunshine yellow. Okay, so there are your original pearls. The ones at the bottom are the ones we'll be swapping out, and the ones at the top, I'll just measure those for you in just a second. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the colours. These four here were your original ones. These five at the bottom are the ones we're swapping out, and then I've got the five at the top, which I'm about to measure for you. So the sunshine yellow is not, oh, it's run away, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He is an 8.5. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So I've given you the two largest pinks that I could see, which means one's an 8, one's an 8.5. If you'd rather go on a waiting list for a larger pink, do let me know. And your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Pamela, what do you think to those? Karen, yep, I can add you back in again to the end of the order list there. That's done for you, not a problem. What do you think, Pam? Yep, if you can email me as soon as you're ready. So if you email me as soon as you know which ones you'd like where, and I'll still write down about the hot pink match, and then that way I can get the other ones ready for you until, and then I'll do the hot pink once it comes in, if that's okay. So let me bring you back up. And when you, yeah, so just let me know as soon as you can, whenever you're ready to, which ones you'd like to go where. And then what I'll do is I will write down about the pink now, and that way I can get everything ready. So okay, so I've got that down for you. I hope that's okay. No, I did actually pick out the largest gold. I've only got 3 in the pot. So that's the largest gold I've got. I hope that's okay as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down the 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 live counters now, and then I'm going to take it off, just so then I don't want anyone to do it and then to get in trouble. So thank you everybody, and like I said, I'm writing it down and I'm going to do a little post about it. But yeah, I don't want you to get into trouble. Stick with that one. Okay, perfect. So Pamela, that's safe over there for you. I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Okay. There we go. It's gone. So up next then this evening is Elaine Wadey. Elaine, are you here? Sorry, I hope you guys can understand. Thank you all for sending it, and I will post my appreciation. I feel like I've just deleted your hard work, but in a way, I don't want it to affect your personal Facebooks. Elaine, hello. So Elaine, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 openings altogether. What 5 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? They really are, Sophie. I know, I just don't want it to affect your personal Facebooks though. I didn't realise that would happen. Um, blah de blah. Grr, Facebook. Four mystery, one normal, donate your shells, Elaine. Okay, so number one, number two, number three, and number four. One normal. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let me just get all of these open for you. Okay, so let's go down. Elaine, your first oyster is your mystery oyster, and we have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And let me just have a squidge in here for you. Oh, that that literally did like a little out then. So you have a darker pearl from your first oyster. Let me dry him up and hold him up so we can see. He looks like he is quite a nice dark purple to start with there. Moving on to oyster number two, which is your mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away a coral pearl. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So if I just dry him up for you. And here is your coral pearl. Moving on to your next oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a light pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a slight peeper through there. You have a pinkle, Elaine. And there is your mother of pearl. So you have a pinkle. Let me hold him up so you can see. Moving on to the last of your mystery oysters. Another lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. You have a dark purple. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So here is your darker purple, almost blurple, but I'm going to say he's got more purple to him. Then moving on to your last oyster, which is your normal oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with Pinky Lavender Twins. Now you've definitely got one which is slightly lighter and one which is slightly darker with your twins here. So let me pop them in the sand. And let me hold them up so you can have a look at all of them together, Elaine. You've got that dark purple, coral, pinkle and purple. Then you've got the twinning natural pink and lavender pearls. Now, would you like to take a screenshot and email me your colour choice? Or if you do know now, that's absolutely fine. Just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. If I pop them on the board for you, the darker purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. The coral's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Your pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And your light purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. The natural pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5, and the more natural pinky lavender is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. Elaine, what do you think to all of those? And like I say, if you're happy, which ones would you like where? So you'd like to have the dark lavender on the pendants. Yeah. Um, Purple on the bracelet and the dark purple on the charm. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. Elaine, I'm glad you're happy with those there. Let me pop them in here for you. Okay, so let me just pop them on here as well. Elaine, then, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe over there for you. And Kelly, in response, I think it is just the repeated action or something. As on most social medias, if you do a repeated action over and over and over again, it can think that you're an automated system, and it can then put a stop to you, just like a timeout. I haven't heard of it on lives before, but it does make sense for it to be there. And I'm just sorry if anyone has got caught up in that. I do apologise for it, that it's happened. Yeah. Elaine, you're very, very welcome. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And up next is Lisa Massey. Lisa Massey, are you here? Lisa Massey, are you here? Leslie Upex, if you're still here, I can add you on to the end of the live with your order. You asked at the start there, so I can add you on to the end if you are still here. I'm looking for Lisa Massey. Lisa, if you're here. Hello, Lisa. Hello, hello, hello. We'll do your opening first. So you've got 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? What do you mean, Angie? As in, if you took them to a jewelry place to sell on, because everything is worth obviously something. Um, with the jewelry on their own, I'm not sure what you mean. All information is on our website though, if you'd like to have a look. The website's pinned above, and I'll pop it here for you as well. So there you go, all information can be found on our website. So Lisa, you've got 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? I think my comments have got a bit of a delay on them now. So I'm just waiting for comments to come through. I don't want to ask the same question because you'll get that question even after you've answered it, kind of thing, because of the delay. So I'm just, and I also don't want to sit in silence for those of you who are watching. So I get sort of put in the middle. Any plans for the weekend, anybody? It's meant to be raining here. We've had quite nice weather today, but it's meant to be on the turn tomorrow, which is going to be great for a weekend. My daughter wanted to go on her bike, so we'll now see what happens, and if it's too wet or if it's drizzly, it's not too bad. Mystery and keep. Okay, so mystery oysters, keep your shells. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Number 1 and number 2. Let me get these open for you. And let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. We have a softer pop there. And in here, I can see a pearl down the bottom there. So we have a darker, what looks to be chocolatey silver, possibly. I'll have a closer look at him in just a moment, but let me just have a squidge here. That darker section there is just the tail, if you can see that. Now you'd like to keep your shells, so we are going to clean them as we go. So just bear with me a moment while I take the flesh away from here, and then we'll have a closer look at that colour for you. Okay, so your first pearl out is a, let me dry him up. And you have a darker silver to start with there. Then let me open up oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. And in here, you have a coral. So you've got a silver and a coral, Lisa. And there's no more in that one. So again, let me just clean the shells up for you. And then we'll have a closer look at those colours. And okay, so you've got a silver and a coral. What do you think to these? Are you happy with those? And if I pop them on the board for you. So the silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Now, my comments decided to not work, so I'm just going to see if I can come in a different way to see the comments here. So Sophie, bless her, doesn't, or Aaron, either one of them don't have to then relay the comments, bless them. Okay, so let me just hold these up for you. Lisa, what do you think to these? Happy with those? Perfect. Okay, you also have a pearly dip. Let me bring you back up. So with your pearly dip, is there anything in particular that you're hoping for? So let's dive in for your pearly dip, my lovely. That's this one here. So you have a silver envelope. Let's get him open. And in here, you have a pendant. So Lisa, you have a pendant. Now this is our sailboat pendant, and it's got a autumn peach pearl on him. Now I'm just going to pop it on the chain, and you've picked a chain that you'd like to go with it, and I'm just going to bring you down so you can have a closer look. This is the sailboat pendant. So as you can see, I'm just going to, so there's the autumn peach pearl. If I move this out of the way, you've got the sailboat there. So it's got the gold bottom. You can see the 925 stamp on the bottom of the boat there. Sails at the top. And if I turn him around, the pearl can flip onto this side as well. There is the boat on the other side there as well. Lisa, I hope you're happy with that, my lovely, from your pearly dip. Let me pop these on here, and then I'm just going to wrap up your shells as well. popping your name on your shells for you. Oh, have I got comments? I may have comments. Lisa, are you happy with that one? I might have comments, I don't know. Lovely, perfect. Okay, I can see. Perfect, perfect. Lisa, I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and wrapped up your shells as well for you, okay? And up next is Karen Watts. Karen, are you here? Karen, hello. One mystery, one expand the rainbow. Donate the shells. Let me just double check. 1 and 2, of course. So one mystery, one expand the rainbow. Are there certain colours, Karen, that you're hoping for? Let's get them open. So there's number 1 and number 2. So let's go down. Oyster number 1 is your mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have a darker pearl there. Let me pop him out. You have a darker purple. And there's no more in that one. So here is your darker purple to start with. Oh, just got a bit of kitchen towel on there. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which is your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you are twinning. And you're twinning with coral twins. Karen, what do you think to these, my lovely? You've got a dark purple and coral twins. Now, if you're happy with these, I'll need to know which ones you'd like where. Of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. If I pop them on the board, the dark purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So they're slightly different in sizes there. What do you think to those? Swap purple for a bright light purple, please, and one coral for a pinkle or blush pink. And which colour would you like where? So I've added in a pinkle and a light bright purple. So if you're happy with those, which ones would you like there? Purple on the bracelet. Perfect. Okay, I've got that down for you then, Karen. Let me bring you back up. And that's safe on there for you. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's over there for you, my lovely. Yes, please. You're very, very welcome. And is Leslie Upex? Leslie, are you here? Hey. Leslie Upex, are you here? Thank you, Pamela. He is Tammy. He's woke up from his hour nap. Grab me a tea, then hopefully he'll go to bed. Bless him. They are comments you've slowed. I think there's a delay going on, Jane, and it's just one of those things. Right, I will say we are not live now until Saturday the 15th of May, which is not this Saturday but is next Saturday, and that's a daytime live around 1 p.m. British summertime. So that's for our charm dip, and then our normal oyster opening live will be on Sunday the 16th of May. So I hope you all have a brilliant week. I will still be here, just obviously not on the lives. So yeah, do expect dispatched emails and stuff like that. I'm still going to be working, just not having the lives for those 3 lives. I hope you all have a brilliant week, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Be safe. Bye.